Okay guys, so once you log into WordPress, this is the place that you get redirected to. It's the WordPress dashboard, and you'll become very in tune with where everything is in this. It's a pretty short learning curve. Basically what you need to know is along the top there's this toolbar. Now if you're logged in, that will always be present. So let's say we visit the website. You'll see that being logged in, this toolbar is always here. We're the only ones that see it when we're logged in, but it gives us instant access to a number of really important features which just save time. First of all, we can create new posts, so blog posts, add new media, photos, PDFs, whatever you might want to add. New pages, portfolios, user, layer, slider, form. Some of those are additional aspects, but you'll get the bulk of them, really these first 5, with any WordPress installation. You can edit the individual page you're on from here. You can check the SEO if you have this plugin. Again, I'll show you what the recommendation for that is in a later tutorial. You can edit the page with Visual Composer, which is a drag and drop system for organizing page designs. Very, very simple to use. And then you've got access to theme options. So this specific theme that we're using that's overlaid onto WordPress is actually a work in progress. This site is still behind a maintenance page, so it's very kind of basic. There's bits missing and so on, as you'll see. But that gives us access to the inner theme working. So the skin that we're using, whether the color combinations and so on, branding, if we want to change the logo. You see here it's a bit fuzzy. I want to get that sharp. That's what my programmer is going to be doing. The top bar and header, page titles, etc., etc. So that is the first thing. The toolbar is really handy. You can always get back to the dashboard just here. Down the left side is all your major navigation. So you'll have things like your theme. This theme that I use is called the 7. So you've got theme options here. We can look at like a setup wizard, skins, branding, general appearance, typography. So we can actually choose size, weight, spacing of the fonts that we use throughout our website. Page titles, the sidebar, which is just the little thin element down the right of some, or right or left of some pages. Buttons, what the styling of the buttons is, what your contact forms you're using, share buttons. You can see that is one of the feature sets I talked about earlier where you could install a plugin. Well, this theme actually comes with social sharing options built within the theme. So it again limits the number of plugins, adds functionality to the website, which is a win-win really, without the need for added plugins to be installed, because when you start adding more and more plugins, then you've got to think about the security aspect. The more plugins you're using, first of all, the performance on a website drops the more plugins you use, but also the security. There can be vulnerabilities within very individual plugins. So if you're using 50 plugins within a website, you have to make sure all 50 are up to date at all times, really, to avoid any vulnerabilities, hacking potential, all that kind of stuff. So that's just where picking a good theme really sets you up for success from day one. Posts then is going to be one of the most important areas of a WordPress website. That's where you control your blog posts. So consistently adding or curating content for your website is great for search engine optimization. So you want to be using WordPress as that blogging platform, no doubt. Media then, just basically managing your entire media library. If I click in here, I'll just show you very quickly. It literally shows every single thing that's been uploaded to your website over, in our case, the years. You can see here it goes back February 2011. So you can search by date that was added. You can search by title. You can search for video versus audio or imagery and so on. It basically creates a database, and that's one of the really powerful things about WordPress. Creates a database that you can curate and collect all your content for years and years and years and never have to basically start from scratch. You've got the installation there, unless it gets destroyed for some reason, like a really bad hack. But the content is sitting there. So you can see we've got 6.5 years worth of content sitting within this website. And yet our design pretty much it changes yearly, or every 18 months we'll overlay a new design. That's what we're doing right now, is changing the theme, customizations, just to optimize it for this year coming up. So that's the media element. We've got some custom things in here, or premium plugins, form plugins, which collects contact information from potential customers. We've got optimized press, as I told you. That's a good system for building squeeze pages, so email collection pages. For funnels it can be used for. We don't really use it for that. It's good for building sales pages as well. Some of the sales pages on our website are actually built entirely using optimized press. And then I have my programmer make sure that the styling of the top and bottom, the sort of bookends of the page, match the remainder of the site perfectly, so it's a seamless experience for the visitor. But sales pages are very easy to do with an optimized press. Really nice drag and drop page builder for that, with a lot of good templates again that you can use kind of to the side of your main theme. Also, then you can choose to customize the settings. So things like general settings are things like just the setup basics of your website. Zenith Online Marketing, Lewisburg, PA. We've got a tagline. We've got the website address. We've got, if somebody comes to the website and signs up, they'll automatically be added as a subscriber rather than any of the other admin rights that you can get. For instance, support, author. If you're like a news magazine website, you can create different authors, different editors. Administrators have access, like I do now, to everything within the website, all the code basically of the way the website looks and everything. So that is kind of, a lot of this is additional. Layer slider, pop-up domination, recent tweets, SEO. When you install WordPress for the first time, you won't see any of that, so it won't feel as cluttered as it is right now for us, simply because this is a big website. It's been used for the last 6 years, so that's something to bear in mind. Also then you can customize the dashboard appearance. So if you go to screen options, you'll see here there's all sorts of different things you can add in if you want to. I suggest you just streamline it as much as possible so there's not a lot of clutter around. But that's screen options. You can look for help as well within the community, just support forums and so on. That's all within reach. This little toolbar that keeps popping up is quite annoying, but it's a system called Sumo. So you can actually add in a load of different apps in there. Okay, so within WordPress then, say for instance you have your website and you just want to edit a specific page. Well, with that toolbar always there, if you go, say for instance the About page that we have here, if you go into the page you want to edit, you'll see the whole layout of the page here. It's all text and imagery and all sorts of stuff. What you can do is you can go straight into this page and edit it. So at the top of the page there's an edit page button. You click in here and that takes you into the editing area for WordPress, which is going to become very familiar to you because it's exactly the same whether you're adding a page or a post or a new media item or whatever that is. So you've got text here and a little formatting area. This is a little toggle as well, which you can streamline it with. You can either go HTML or visual. I always just work on the visual because I don't know coding. So that's part of it. And literally you can just change, say for instance you want different sizes. A theme is going to come with all this stuff pre-programmed in, so selections as to what size and font and weight a header 1 is, or a heading 1, header 2 and so on all the way down. This is body text here, or paragraph text. There's an image. You can click in, you can edit the image, you can remove it, you can align it. If you edit it, you've got all sorts of other options as well, like the actual size of it and so on, what its alt tags or title is, so it can be trawled for search or by search engines. There's another image, again you can do all that. And that's pretty much your editing area. Most of it's just like writing an email. You kind of change some text. Once you're happy, you go up to the top, you click update, it automatically pushes it live on the website, or you can preview it to make sure it looks good. Just click that and it'll give you what it's going to look like, but it won't actually push it live. You also have control over whether a page is public, password protected, private, whether it's published or what date you're going to publish it on. Say you want to publish stuff, you're going on vacation for 3 weeks and you want to publish a load of blog posts while you're away to keep the traffic coming to your website. You can schedule everything from within an editing area like this. Again, posts is exactly the same as pages. You just go into all posts and it'll bring up all the different posts that you've either written or are in draft format by all the authors within your website. Here's the latest reviews. You can edit it, quick edit, trash it, edit with Visual Composer and so on. But the system, all I want to do is just give you a very, very quick overview of the system, why it's it's comprehensive. Ours is a little bit messier than yours is going to be, just because we know exactly where everything is, but it's been a big site that's been built over a number of years. So as you grow and you add functionality, yes, your dashboard will become a little bit more cluttered, but it's still pretty easy as long as you know the major components. The top toolbar, if you're within your site and you want to edit or add something like we see now, the main dashboard and how the navigation is down the left hand side, all the different kind of protocols, how to install a theme, install plugins. I'll show you those all in a different lesson, of course, but everything is doable with WordPress, which is the great thing, and that's what I wanted to get across today. So for now, guys, we'll shoot back to the presentation, and that was WordPress. Alright, so you've seen a bit of WordPress. If you don't like it, or it's just not for you, or you've got experience with it, but you didn't take to it for whatever reason, what are the alternatives that are out there? Well, listen, there's hundreds of content management systems, but the major ones are always going to be the ones that have the most support, either through developers or community support, and therefore you probably want to go for one of those bigger names within the industry. The first here is Joomla. Now, Joomla is one I can't recommend, I have to say, but it is a big content management system. If you read the recommended reading below this article, you'll see some of the reports about Joomla and a few more of the benefits than I can cover here. However, I will say this: when we work with agencies, other marketing agencies where we perform all their online marketing for them, when they come to us, most of the problems related to websites and most of the time-consuming problems are Joomla websites. It's much easier to update a WordPress website than it is a Joomla website. It's much easier to fix a hack on a WordPress website as opposed to Joomla. The system, the interface, the dashboard of Joomla, how to add content, I always find very, very clunky, very unintuitive, whereas WordPress actually is pretty easy when you get going with it. I'm not a fan of Joomla. I dislike it a lot. We've had to rebuild a lot of Joomla websites that were built by other agencies for their clients that then the client didn't like, and then they've brought us on board to basically retrofit WordPress in as a replacement for Joomla. So I would say by and large Joomla is a no-go, but it is a big name in the industry. Drupal is very similar to WordPress. All these platforms work off with a technology called PHP. It's just a programming language, really. Drupal is a little bit less flexible, maybe more powerful than WordPress in some elements, but more knowledge is required with which to implement it, and that's why I recommend WordPress. Just from a perspective, you can get to that launch phase very, very quickly by following the process I lay out in Total Online Blueprint. Drupal is an option. It's a similar system with themes that look very good. At times, some of them don't, some of them do, same as WordPress, but it's there's more knowledge required, which is why I don't really recommend it unless you have some coding knowledge behind you or a programmer with which to get to do all this. Okay, as a separate thing, Joomla and Drupal are both open source content management systems in the same vein as WordPress. Shopify, of course, is a specific e-commerce platform, but you can build a full full website using Shopify. It's a software as service platform, so similar, I guess, in a way to WordPress.com. They host your website, provide the software, allow you to run it through their servers. It's a very good e-commerce system with a lot of potential functionality additions, like similar to WordPress, plugins, different software you can add. But not as flexible as WordPress. You can't add loyalty programs that are customized into Shopify. They don't allow you access to their code with which to do that. Their system normally costs anywhere from, I think, $29 to around $300 per month. Your features and your bandwidth and performance and so on go up as you go up the levels. And it is a very good system. We've done a lot of Shopify websites for clients, and we've customized them as much as we can do, aesthetically and user experience wise, but there are limitations there. Now, if you want to sell membership to your website or training delivery, like I'm doing now, providing content and kind of premium content, video, downloads, audio, design resources, but you want it to be all secured behind a portal, Kajabi is the best thing out there at the minute. That's what I use and have used it for a number of years in all of its different iterations. It's been upgraded quite a bit over the years. It's $129 a month upwards, but you get a lot for that money. You get a full pipeline creation, funnel system, squeeze page, sales page, basically a full website. And while you do run it through their servers in the same way you do with Shopify, you can customize the web domain that appears. So for instance, you're on Total Online Blueprint right now, and it'll say Total Online Blueprint at the top of this page in the URL bar, but it's actually running off Kajabi servers. So you can customize it and create your own domains in that way. Both of those platforms, Shopify and Kajabi, if you're going for e-commerce or alternatively like a training delivery, those are the best in their field as an alternative to WordPress. Alright, so in conclusion guys, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's been informative and given you the right information with which to make some good decisions moving forward. As a kind of synopsis, WordPress to me, and having worked with so many content management systems over the years, WordPress is by far the most rounded content management solution based upon the flexibility, functionality, expandability, the scalability, the ability to grow your website as your business grows and add on new pieces of functionality as you go. Is unsurpassed in terms of what's out there. With WordPress is the way to go if that's what you want to do things with a view to achieving as you move forward. WordPress is ideal for straight up marketing websites. If you've got a 8, 10, 20 page website with a blog, it's perfect. It is by far the best system for that. There are good solutions out there for extended functionality, but like I said, with e-commerce and membership websites, training portals, WordPress isn't perhaps the very best at everything. It is the most rounded, most comprehensive, but that's why I generally will recommend an amalgamated approach. So what I mean by an amalgamated approach really is, say for instance your marketing website, the straight up marketing website is at your main domain. So say it's www.samplewebsite.com. That's your marketing website. If you want to add a funnel with which to capture leads and send them on a kind of journey through the purchase process, you can use ClickFunnels. So it's separate to WordPress, a separate subscription, separate entity and business, but you can create really, really nice, attractive, well-functioning, stable, high-performing funnels using ClickFunnels, sales pages as well, and so on. You could have a training facility securing your content, or an e-commerce website using Kajabi. So perhaps you don't have the Kajabi installation at www.samplewebsite.com. What you can do is you can create a subdomain. So it's members.samplewebsite.com, and that feeds through the Kajabi servers. So that would be the way to kind of integrate that. Similarly, you could do it with Shopify, whereby you could use a subdomain. So store.samplewebsite.com if you're selling retail items. Now, through different websites that I've created personally for my own brand in the past, I have sold physical products, virtual products like training, consultancy, so, kind of sign up payment platforms for getting paid online for my services and consulting practice. And that's the way I would have done it. Looking back, is create your marketing website with WordPress because it's the best and most flexible for that. Have your funnel system separate to bring in leads. Then sell my courses like I do on Kajabi, and then I could sell retail items, things that need to ship from a distribution warehouse via Shopify. And that way you can create a system, an ecosystem within your own marketing, which is optimized at every single stage. And that's the way I would certainly do it. I'd recommend you guys do it that way, and consider maybe not only going for a single platform like WordPress, but depending on your needs and your usage and your expertise. Because of course, if you're using 4 funnels like this, you're going to have to either learn 4 platforms, WordPress, ClickFunnels, Kajabi, and Shopify. You're going to have to learn how to do all those, or you're going to have to pay somebody to look after either some component or all of them. Now, perhaps that's not an issue, in which case I would recommend you do that and get a professional on board to really set it up as fast and with as much impact as possible from day one. So you can get Shopify experts, Kajabi experts, WordPress experts, ClickFunnels experts. My agency does all that, of course, so if you ever need anybody, you can just contact us and we can help you with that. But that's the approach I would generally recommend you take. No platform is perfect, but a lot of these are set up specifically with e-commerce in mind, membership portals, training, marketing, funnel creation, and that's the approach that I would take if I were you guys, or at least consider doing that way. The alternatives are out there, but I've got to say I recommend highly WordPress. It's the best content management system for marketing out there. And as long as you follow the right protocols, best practices, choose the right themes and plugins and complementary items, and apply the right strategy, user experience, user interface, conversion, you're going to do well with a WordPress website. So guys, for now, I'll leave you there. Hope you had a good day, good training session. Do let me know if you have any questions or queries. As always, I'm here for you. And meantime, guys, take it easy. I'll see you in the next one.